So Dan, it turned out to be quite the summer for yourself, playing at a World Cup for the first time. After the break, have you been able to digest what you've done in fully achieving your childhood dream?
Yeah, a little bit. I think I've said it before, I think I'll probably not appreciate it until I'm done and can sit down and think about it properly. But yeah, it was very proud to play the World Cup for England, and had all my family there for the full thing, wife and kids as well. So it was amazing, and just really glad that I got to play a part in it.
As a young boy from Blyth, just tell us about your earliest memories watching England at a World Cup finals, and were there any heroes that you had growing up as well?
Yeah, I think obviously biased, Shearer was my idol and hero, but I think when it came to England it was Beckham. I remember the first time that I remember thinking football was class was when he scored that free kick against Greece and then went to that finals, and that was the first finals I can remember, was the 2002 World Cup. We were in Florida, and my dad let us stay up late. We went to this pub called the Cricketers Arms, and I remember watching the Argentina game where Beckham scores the penalty. And so yeah, that was probably my first memory of World Cup football, and never thought that I'd get that opportunity, but just it's sort of strange how it works.
And after your memories of watching England, what were your initial thoughts heading into your first tournament as a player? First major international tournament?
I didn't really know what to expect. It was obviously excited, but didn't really know what it was going to be like. I think the pre-camp was very relaxed, and it was supposed to be like that. So we got to see family quite a bit, and then I think when we got to Kansas and the game started going, that's when the excitement started to build. And the games were amazing. The stadiums that we got to see, in the cities, and for me, I love obviously American sports and stuff. So for it to be in North America, couldn't have worked out better.
And before the tournament began, could you have ever imagined it going the way that it eventually did?
Yeah, I was hopeful of what we could do. I think it's obviously the unknown for me. It was my first tournament, so I didn't really know how good we were or what we could achieve. But when you hear the lads who've beat these tournaments before saying that we had a chance, I think it sort of builds that confidence in you. And I think when we kept going through the rounds, I thought that we were going to do it. So for the way that it ended, obviously I was absolutely gutted. But to be there right the way through the tournament and have that full experience was amazing.
And your World Cup debut came in that game, that iconic game against Mexico. England were playing with 10 men for 48 minutes at the Azteca. What was going through your head at that moment when you told that you'd be coming onto the pitch to make your debut in that tournament? Yeah,
I think with the way that the game went, I think I kind of knew that was going to be my opportunity, and it was what I feel like I'm good at. I want to come on and defend and have that pressure. The game probably suited the way I play and stuff as well. So and I was just really excited. It wasn't one of them where I had a chance to be nervous. It was, I was confident going on, and I was just so happy that we managed to get the result. I think I'd said it loads in the press that I would have been happy if I didn't play a minute and still would have felt as if I'd contributed, but secretly I wanted to get on the pitch. So I think that's when I thought, I can do this, I can play at this level. So it was an amazing night. I had all my family there, even though they'd probably recommended families didn't go, but they all went, so it was special to have them there too.
Such an iconic game for the country. You also made history. You became the oldest outfield player to make your World Cup bow for England since Sir Stanley Matthews in 1950. Explain what that moment meant to you, both for yourself but also for your family as well.
Yeah, everything. I think going to a World Cup, it's an honour, and you want to be able to make a mark and do that. So I think just for the way that the game was going, to get through that, it's, as I said, people are talking about how good of a performance and stuff it was, and knowing that you played a part in that is crazy. And obviously for my family and stuff as well, they followed us right the way around when I was in the conference with Darlington, and I remember Hereford away was my first game, so to give them that opportunity for to be in Mexico for the World Cup together, something that I'll never forget.
You played in such difficult circumstances. You had the altitude to deal with. You obviously were playing the co-hosts in their own backyard. You were down to 10 men. Did you feel though that was kind of the exact situation that you were brought into the squad for, to deal with those challenging situations?
Yeah, I knew before I went that I probably wasn't going to start. The manager was very sort of clear with what sort of role I was going to play. which I think was good because it sort of gave me clarity and it wasn't that sort of disappointment when I wasn't getting picked to start the games. But I knew there was going to be an opportunity there, whether we were trailing and I had to come on and try and change the game or to try and see the game out. So and I was confident in me sort of ability to do that, and I felt like because it was seen as like a tough game, like away to Mexico, the Aztec had a great record there. It sort of brought out the best in the lads, and I think we spoke a lot about brotherhood and togetherness and what we're trying to build. And I think you don't, like, it's all talk until it actually happens. So I was glad that we could do that just to prove to people that that was all true.
And obviously after the wins, you had the team singing Wonderwall with Wonderwall. Where did those moments resonate with you? Obviously you were that 10-year-old watching the 2002 World Cup. You would have obviously wanted to be in that situation. To then be in that position 24 years later, just explain what those moments meant to you.
Yeah, huge. I think I'll probably remember those bits in the actual games, really. I think it's like those moments that you get to share with the people that are out there, sort of like arms around the lads and being together. It was special, and I think like building towards the games, you look forward to that coming at the end. So yeah, very good.
And then obviously the Norway game was such a memorable game for you, for the country. You get to the semi-finals. At what point did you think we can win this? I could potentially become world champion here.
Yeah, I think when we got through that Norway game, I think we always knew Argentina was going to be a tough game, but I kind of felt that was when you would see the best side of us, like when we had to sort of raise our game and play against the best team. So I think, like, as I said, I didn't keep an eye on massively what the feel was back home, but us in the camp and in that bubble, that really felt that we could do it. So we knew it was going to be tough against Argentina, but as I said, I thought that we executed the game plan pretty well. But yeah, it's fine margins, and when you get that level of football, and it was like a sort of sad way for it to end.
You did play Argentina in the semi-finals. You came up against Lionel Messi. When you look back to, say, 2009, he'd won the treble with Barcelona and you'd yet to join Darlington's White Yes scheme. Does it kind of make you feel proud of the journey that you've gone on during that period to then play against arguably the best player in the world, best player of all time, on the biggest stage as well? Yeah,
definitely. I think I've been very lucky that I've had the opportunity to play in sort of pretty much every competition that I would have wanted to play in against the best players of sort of this generation. So kind of wish he wasn't playing that day, if I'm honest. But yeah, I think that just shows the quality that he still has, that he's the age that he is and still affecting games the way that he was. I never really thought about it coming onto the pitch that I was coming to play against Messi, but as I said, it's probably something that at the end when I'm all done, I'll look back on and think yeah, you've played probably him and Ronaldo, probably two of the best players who've ever lived, and I managed to play against them both, so it's yeah, proud moment.
And it was England's best finish at a World Cup since winning it in 1966. Picking up a bronze medal as well, how special was it to be a part of that group overall? Yeah,
amazing. I think it was tough to get your head around that game after the semi-final. I said it was obviously a tough week to build up to that, but I think once you knew there was a medal at the end of it and we could really sort of finish the tournament strong, I think we deserve, we'd do that for each other, and the management, I think, would put so much into that for it to end that after that semi-final would have been a sad way for it to end. So yeah, as I said, it was best finish since '66, and I got to be part of that. So very proud for me and for my family. Obviously, I wish that it had been a gold medal rather than a bronze, but yeah, so very happy.
You'd spoken before about wanting to enjoy every minute of the experience at that tournament. Did the reality of being at a World Cup live up to what you'd imagined when you were that young boy?
Yeah, I think probably exceeded expectations. I think all the memories that you have, probably not even the games, but just being sort of in that bubble for 5 or 6 weeks around some of the best players in the world, the best players in England, and having that experience and sort of the pressure of the whole country being behind you, but also knowing that they're pushing you to try and do it. Yeah, it's something I'll sort of never ever forget, and I think it feels amazing for me that it's at the back end of my career as well. I think I handled it a lot differently than I would have if it had been 21, 22. I was sort of confident going into it and knew that I could play a role in it. And as I said, I was just happy to contribute.
You're a vastly experienced player, but was there anything that you learned during that tournament that you maybe didn't know before you went?
No, probably not off the top of my head. I felt confident going into it. I think when you've played, I've played, I don't know how many games now, but I feel like you realise that every game's pretty much the same. It's just about how people sort of perceive it. So I just tried to keep it pretty simple. That I knew that, as I said, why I was going in the role that I was going to do. It was probably more from a leadership, if anything, just knowing that. How I can affect the group without being out on the pitch and doing it and trying to do it that way, and I felt I did that. I sort of said what I could bring to the team, and I felt like I did that when I was there. So as I said, I was very happy with how I contributed towards it. As I said, disappointed to go out in the semi-final. I really thought we were going to do it, but I can't be. It's not too bad finishing third in that one.
Despite falling short though, do you feel your footballing story in particular can play quite a positive group to the next generation of supporters? You know, there's those who have experienced setbacks at an early age like you did, but ultimately come through and overcame the adversities in your career.
100%. I think there's not just a one way to do it. I think there's lots of different ways, and I feel like you learn the most about yourself in those moments when it's not going well. When it's going well all the time, you never really sort of look at yourself and how you can improve. I've had a lot of those opportunities, and it's made us sort of very resilient. And I would just say to anyone who was wanting to play football, or not even football, anything, just sort of chase a dream they had when they were a kid, just to put their all into it and not look back and think that they could have put more into it and sort of have regrets.